everyone, so for this video I wanted to talk about my role during the college program, and if you've seen some previous videos you may know that I was recently in the spring college program and my role was front desk / concierge. So I wanted to give you guys some more information on that role, especially because when I was applying for the college program and that was the role I was interested in, I knew there weren't too many videos about it on YouTube, so I wanted to make a video and explain the role a bit more, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. So keep watching and I hope you enjoy. I just wanted to talk about the beginning of my role, like first finding out. So when I found out I was front desk, that's what it said on my acceptance letter. However, when I started getting my itinerary closer to the beginning of the program, it said concierge. So at the time I was a little confused because from previous hotels I had worked at, those roles were two separate things. But I came to find out that Disney had now combined them. So front desk and concierge, they were one big role. So that's fine if you get it and it says one thing on one of your papers and something else on the other, don't worry, it should be the exact same thing because Disney's now combined them. Because of the roles being combined, the training is now a little different, so you have to learn both roles, so front desk and concierge. So it's several days of training, and you even go back partially through your program for the concierge training. So the first half you're learning how to check in, check out, help guests with different requests that they may have or different issues that might come up. And then the concierge part, you're learning about selling tickets, working with dining plans and changing reservations. You're also learning about the fast pass system and how to give out fast passes, all different things like that. Once you're at your role, you'll be able to learn the systems a bit more. In the training environment, they're a little restricted in what you can do, but once you're back hands-on in the hotel, you'll be able to learn more. And for the first couple days, you have a trainer, so don't worry, they're there to answer any questions you may have and help you out. And then when you go back for training again for the concierge part, you'll have another trainer for a little bit as well. So that's really helpful and it makes you feel a lot more comfortable. But there are a bunch of systems that you're gonna learn and it may seem overwhelming at first, but you'll start getting the hang of it, so don't worry. At each of the desks, they typically would have a computer so you can assist a guest by checking them in, answering questions. Sometimes they'll even have you on the floor with an iPad, and that'll have basically all the same programs just on an iPad, so you can walk around in the lobby and help a guest, which is convenient for some guests, especially if they have like a baby in a stroller and they just want to sit down. You can go with them with the iPad, take a seat and help them out. There are a couple different systems that you're going to learn, and I know when I was there they were phasing some in and phasing some out, so it might be a bit different, but the main one I used was Hotel Experience, and that's where you would go to do most of the things, and that would be checking the guests in and out, assigning magic bands. You could check their folios on there and print it for them if they needed it. So that's where you did mostly everything, and you'll probably learn that in training too, but just in case that's a bit different, don't worry, they'll teach you all those new systems. And something that I thought was cool, when you start doing the training in the concierge and front desk areas, when you're at Disney University, they actually have a training environment. So not only do they have the systems, but they have a whole setup with like little front desks. So it's really cool that you can go ahead and do that. So they'll train you with both the computer and the iPad, so you'll be all ready once you go in for your first day. Another role that you may learn on the college program is runner, which was one of my favorites. And with that, you do different tasks around the property or even off property. So it may be something that a guest locked themselves out of the room because they left their magic band in there, so you'll have to go assist them. Or maybe if the lock in the room, they can't unlock it, you'll go help them with that. Or it could be things where you actually have to go off property, whether that be to a different hotel or even the theme parks, which was a lot of fun. One time I had to go to the Rainforest Cafe at the front of Animal Kingdom, and that was during my training of runners. So we went over there because a guest had wanted they had a rainforest like frog cup, and they didn't buy it while they were there, but they really wanted it before they left. So we went over and got them the cup. So we drove over, picked up the cup, and then brought it back for the guest. And then it could even be something where an item that they bought broke, so there may be an instance where a bubble wand stops working, so you'll bring the old bubble wand, typically bring it back to the exact location that you got it from or the guest had got it from, and then they'll swap it out for a brand new one and you bring it back to the guest for them. And when you're doing runner, you actually do take a company car. So I believe if you're on the international part of the program, they don't let you do the runner training if I'm remembering correctly, but that may change. But I know if you do runner, you're supposed to have your license with you because they send you off in the company car. And you could even go to places like Walmart. So for instance, a guest needed a certain thing of water that we didn't carry, so we actually went to Walmart to get it for them. So you'll have to make sure that you have your license in order to do your runner training. Depending on what hotel you work at, you might have some other things that you might learn to do. So for example, I worked at All Star Sports, So something that they were gonna start having us do was go to group check-in. So if you've ever stayed at maybe some of the All-Stars, they typically have a lot of their sports groups come for the competitions. So cheerleaders, soccer players, they'll come and typically stay at our resorts because they're a bit bigger and they hold a lot of people. And then we have a special group check-in that's off, I think, towards the back of the property, and that's where they'll sometimes have those groups check in. So instead of them coming to the main lobby, they'll go to that back building. So I was actually going to learn to do that role, but unfortunately the college program did end early, so I didn't get to do that. But that may be something you do if you're placed at one of those resorts. Something that was really cool about the role that was kind of different than some previous hotels I've worked at is that you're able to do almost anything to help the guest, whether that's if they're having an issue to solve that or just make their trip a bit more magical. At previous hotels, we're kind of restricted with what we're able to do, whereas at Disney, we were kind of able to just do anything. So something common we would do is give additional fast passes, especially if it's something that they lost time. So maybe a bus came late or it broke down and they were late to a reservation or late to a fast pass. We could give additional fast passes, or in some other cases possibly give them a free meal. I know I had given those out a couple times where a guest would come late or maybe their luggage was lost and they needed food. We'd go and give them a special little pass. I'm not sure the name of it, I forgot, but it was this little pass that you'd write out and you'd give them maybe a free meal or maybe something from the gift shop. Something else that was really fun, I know it may seem little, is that we were able to help guests with pin trading. So it was cool to see all these guests come in with their different types of pins and have them trade. So at my hotel we had a big board that was on display, and the guests would come and ask for the pin trading board, and then you bring it over to them and they'd swap out pins. I remember one time a person came with this massive book of pins, so it's just cool to see all the pins they had. So you can really have fun with the guests and just interact with them and get to know them better. And one of the ways was really through the pin trading, I thought. I really recommend, if you have the chance, before you start working at your role, take a walk around your resort that you're going to be at. If you find out and you have enough time to head over there, definitely check it out. So when I found out, I was already in Orlando, so I took a little drive over to the All-Star Sports and just walked around, got to see everything. I even grabbed some food in their cafeteria area or their food court. It was a lot of fun, and you get to know the resort and get your bearings for it a little bit ahead of time, which was really nice. So I would definitely recommend, if you can, just taking a little day trip and walking around if you can, or if you just get on your program, stop over there for a little bit and just see it and just take it all in. It's really fun and it'll help you out later on. Something else that's really interesting that you may enjoy is picking up shifts at different resorts. Definitely check to see if there's any restrictions on that when you get there, but we were able to pick up shifts at different resorts if we wanted to, so you could pick up anywhere, whether it would be Art of Animation, Wilderness Lodge. They would let you pick up shifts at different resorts, which was a great way to see what it's like, get a change of scenery, and just learn the different resorts. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely recommend it. I know other CPs would even do that in the parks, where they would work at different locations. If they were typically stationed in Animal Kingdom, maybe they'd pick up a shift over at Magic Kingdom. It's a great way to change things up and just get to experience something new during your program. I think that's it for this video. So if you have anything else that I didn't touch on, or maybe you have specific questions that you want answers to, definitely let me know and I could either answer them down below, or if you want maybe a second part to this, maybe a Q&A or something, I could definitely go ahead and do that. Just let me know down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.